Hey, awesome ones. As you know, Bill and I, what we're trying to do with this channel is put a little bit, or at least help you to put a little bit of awesomeness into your life after 50. It's one of our dreams to interview people, some famous, some not so famous, but really we're looking for people who are maybe embracing their old dreams, or maybe they've just found a new passion that they want to explore, or maybe they're just helping others, or maybe even helping themselves. Hey, we're not all going to go to Antarctica to film penguins, or maybe be a famous singer or a famous actress or anything like that. But it's really fun to listen to some of these people, and maybe it'll spark something inside of you. So today I want to introduce you to Shirley and Michel of ShirleyBrigdenPhotography.com. As Shirley puts it, after retirement, Shirley and Michel hit the ground running and started traveling. She also embraced her love of photography, and she even does her own printing. So they now describe their life as Shirley and Michel's big adventure, and boy is it big. They have been to Antarctica, they have been to New Zealand, they've been to Scotland and Ireland and France and Italy, and let's just start this video and let's take a look. So as you know, I always say awesome after 50, awesome over 50, and I was walking around one of those home shows, and I was absolutely drawn to this amazing photography. And there's a story here, and I thought on this edition of Awesome Over 50, we just sort of talked to Shirley, and we talked to you as well, and Michel, and we will tell us about your story. Tell us your story.
Well, we love to we both love to travel. We're both kind of adventurers. So we started in with a couple of trips, but the big adventure one was 2003 when we went to Namibia, just above South Africa. And it just kind of started there, and we both love to travel. We're a great team together. Wow. So we were both working full time at that point. Mm-hmm. And so we would take the one trip a year as we could fit it into our vacation. Right. But as we approached retirement age, Michel was older than I was, so he retired earlier than I was. Yeah.
He says slightly.
Yeah. And so when we retired, we'd already done all these shows, so we figured out which shows worked, which shows didn't, because we got into the photography, and I'd got all the equipment that I needed, and I had the pictures behind me, and so at that point when I retired, we just kind of hit the road running. And as you pointed out, we retired, but we were rehired by ourselves.
I don't call it retirement; I call it rehirement, especially when you rehire yourselves into something that you love to do. And I was just wondering if we could kind of walk around your booth here and sort of talk a little bit about what we have here. Obviously, we have an amazing glacier that you...
Actually, iceberg.
Icebergs,
That's an iceberg.
It's an iceberg, yes.
Yeah.
And where did you find that?
We decided it was a trip of a lifetime to go to Antarctica.
Wow.
So we went to Chile and Antarctica, which we just got back 3 weeks ago. It was a photography workshop, so my part of it was photography, and Michel came along. Wow. And we had 2 Zodiacs just for the photographers. Yeah. So it was run by 2 very high-end photographers, John Paul Caponegro and Seth Resnick, who have been there 9 times already. Wow. So that we went on the Zodiacs right up to all the places we needed to get great pictures, because they knew the whole area, and the colors. I had no idea the colors and the colors in the ice.
Yes.
And when you look at this one right here with the blue ice.
Oh, look at that, Bill, right there.
It just takes your breath away. It was just so spectacular.
I could imagine just being there. So you would suggest somebody to go to Antarctica? Is it something?
It's very expensive because they don't allow a lot of people to go down there because they don't want to overwhelm the environment.
True.
So the expense on it is very high. Right. We flew out of Punta Arenas over to King George Island, and then caught the boat there and did the 8 or 9 days on the boat.
Wow.
But before this, we focused mostly the booth is focused on the European photography.
Well, let's look at some of this European photography here, and we'll just move down a little bit here.
Yeah.
And obviously, now this looks to me to be, are we talking Italy or?
There's a lot of France and Italy in here. This is France right here, the French Riviera. Yeah, we blitzed a lot there. We get a lot of clients coming in and asking, have you got pictures from Ez? Because it's an excursion off the cruise ships. Right. So that was when we hit. These two right here are from Ez in the south of France, up in the mountain town just north of Nice.
Come on in here, Michelle. You were part of all of this too, so it's what's important about me.
I'm the chauffeur, the cook, and the baggage handler.
Yeah. You're the chauffeur, the cook, and the janitor?
Baggage handler.
Baggage handler.
And the driver. Don't forget the driver.
Yeah.
Just like poor Bill there behind the camera, you know, like, but anyway, so look at how gorgeous these pictures are. And
I do all my own printing. I do everything from start to finish. I have a 44-inch Epson printer. I do all the printing, varnishing, stretching, everything from start to finish.
Wow.
So it gives me the opportunity to make sure everything's perfect on it.
And what is your website?
www.shirleybrigdenphotography.com.
And how do you spell Brigden?
Brigden is Brigden.
Wow. You know, and let's keep going here because not only is this like a little travel excursion, but it's so absolutely beautiful. And especially those places, maybe you've been there already in Europe and you don't have anything, you look at your picture and you go, yeah, they're okay. But then you look at these pictures and say, no, I want that on my wall. Can you imagine this on your wall in your kitchen, you know, and you've been there? It's just absolutely gorgeous. So let's just move around here. Some of these other ones that we see.
These are in Italy. So this is Scano, which is a little mountain town on the east coast. Very, very nice because we were I think we were the only two tourists in town. So you really got a sense of what it felt like to be there.
Wow.
And this one is San Gimignano. San Gimignano.
Like
Montepulciano in Italy.
Is that near Tuscany?
Yeah, it's in Tuscany. Yes. Beautiful wine, exactly. And then here we have Bruges in Belgium, these two. And then down below, that's in Antibes and Positano.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this looks like it might be Scotland. That's where I'm from.
And
Ireland.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So if you've been to Scotland and Ireland, you can just look at those. I got a wee bit of Scottish still in me. Anyway, so beautiful.
And, you know, I get people wanting different price points. So these are my smaller ones. It's got a lot of I work on a lot of storefronts in.
And how much would something like this be?
For single price is $38.
Okay, so
Canadian
in US
that
would be about $30 for something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, they're absolutely. And I just want to do one more wall over here, Bill. If we can just scan this wall over here, and so I can see Europe here, France, but I also see these little guys here.
That's in Boulders Beach in South Africa.
Wow. Boulders Beach in South Africa. Yeah. And of course, one more thing that I'm very intrigued with. Can you get a shot of this? It looks like a little hobbit house here. Okay, so I found this little hobbit house here, but it's not a hobbit house, right, Shirley?
Actually, it's the Hobbit movie set.
Oh,
in the North Island in New Zealand.
You've been to New Zealand
New Zealand too. Australia, New Zealand. 5 trips to South Africa, Namibia, and Botswana.
Okay. So can I get in here, Michelle? These are people who are absolutely awesome. I'm going to guess you're over 50, right?
Yeah.
Awesome awesome over 50. And this is what Bill and I are always talking about, you know, like just embrace your life. And not only did you embrace your travel, but you also took up something that is absolutely sharing with the rest of the world. I take my hat off to you, Shirley and Michelle, and thank you so much for allowing me, and congratulations to your wonderful endeavors, your wonderful life. It's awesome.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
All right. I absolutely love their little saying there. The continuing excellent adventures of Shirley and Michelle. Oh, isn't it? Life is an adventure. So how was that, everybody? I mean, I'm just so uplifted with their story, and I had to just do a video on it because it's exactly what we're talking about. And to all of our wonderful subscribers, I hope you came along with us as we shared the world with these wonderful people. And if you do want to subscribe, there's a button down there. Come on and join us. Hey, we just traveled the world and we just didn't even get out of this booth. So I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, we'll see you later. Keep it awesome. Be like these guys. Everyone's invited to subscribe and join us on our videos.